that's odd. How did this print it here? The Bubsy 3D game had the worst reviews, like the impossible controls and instantly losing a lot of lives before the game over. It had 24% liked the game. The character and the background was nothing looked like a 3D version, and the levels are too hard to complete. So, whose creation is this?
I gotta play!
I'm waiting.
Okay! I did it! It was me! Check the footage where the designers made the game!
That 1996 footage? The Accolade company made the Bubsy 3D game. It made the gamers frustrated.
The gamers got frustrated!
But my motor phone is, and I think I better call Bubsy's parents to discuss about the game. So, you seem to complete all the games, but playing the Bubsy 3D game, well, that's where your game made you shunt and went wrong. Very wrong.
Oh, that's much worse.
Very much worse indeed. Funny how the game turned out badly after I was returning the PS1 game since 2010.
We had that happen after Sam reached to the end of his PlayStation 1 and he returned the worst game since 2010.
But there's some wonderful games that you can play on your console. We're making sure the games had the highest number, so that way it will make the game a lot better. So, I had to take my Nintendo Switch with me because I'm spending a month night at the Crossover Hotel. My room number is 1105. What about you, kiddo?
Well, I'm spending the night at Lammy's apartment. That's what my best friend says, Sam.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my hotel room now. Have a good night.
Anyway, you have CT scan or MRI for tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Teriyaki Yoko, I'm gonna take Joe to my apartment until doctor's appointment tomorrow. He played the worst game called Bubsy 3D. It made him shunt at the levels.
Oh, alright, Lammy.
Oh my god, I must have purchased this game back in June 25th, 2001. Teriyaki Yoko, I'm so sorry. Joe, are you alright?
Yeah, I'll be alright, Rammy. I've better get some rest until my head scan tomorrow.
You know, Rammy made a mistake for purchasing the PlayStation 1 game called Bubsy 3D. But let us tell the story that happened to Rammy. It's simple already. It all started back in 2001. My employee named Rammy went to play on the PlayStation 1 since we were taking a 5-day off from the concert. After she was completing the game, she apologized to me for playing the worst game after buying one from online. Rammy said,
Okay, Teriyaki Yoko, I've completed Bubsy 3D. But I'm really sorry for choosing the 24% game. I literally got a game over where I lost all the lives when I got to the final boss. I missed all the rockets that I collected before. I got the bad ending.
And I replied, It's okay. I appreciate it for you are honest. You'll be grounded for the rest of the day, but I can return the worst game for you, Rammy.
I guess I should pick a different PS1 game. So I have to go to my room and choose a different PS1 game to make it better. That's when we returned the game around June 2001. Now I have to be in bed for a sleepover at Teriyaki's house. So good night.
Good night.
Good night. Come on, Rammy. Let's go to bed.
Mr. Vacuum already called Bubsy 3D's parents to discuss the game where Accolade designed. And with that being said, you have one night in my apartment until doctor's appointment. My stepdaughter Pinto's working in the hospital. I'll let you know when you're awake.
Alright.
Okay, Pinto, I got Joe to the scanning area, so he's ready for diagnosis after completing the 24% game. So, I can bring him back to Nintendo City.
Alright, we're starting the process right now, Stepmother Lammy. Hey, Mr. Barnes? Can you hear me? This is Pinto speaking to you.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, my stepmother Lani says we have to check and see what made you shunt after playing the worst game.
Alright, what machine am I on?
Well, you're at the MRI. It is a type of scan that helps you to do some diagnostic tests, just like an X-ray. Now we're gonna check and see what made you shunt. Okay, the scan is finished. Looks like you got the case of Bubsy 3D virus and expired food, Joe.
What? Bubsy 3D virus?
Here, take some Advil and water before you go home.
How many levels did you play on Bubsy 3D?
16 levels.
16 levels? Oh no, that's gonna make you shunt too. So, here's some steps you have to avoid playing the PS1 game called Bubsy 3D. No wonder the game failed miserably. Where are you returning the game after you online played on the new Leaf?
I've returned the game since April 8th, 2024. I've survived my last online play on the 3DS with Aiden Like, Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Okay, you may go back to Nintendo City. So, have a nice day!
Don't forget to choose a different game when you get home, mate.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, Joe, did you have an MRI?
Yeah, I had an MRI scanning today. The doctors and nurses gave me some steps to avoid playing the 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%, or 0% game.
Oh, I see.
One time I've played Action 52 on the NES. It was too hard for me to play.
Well, that can serve a little lesson that we shouldn't play any worse games that are 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%, or 0%. Otherwise, we can get a bad headache.
I would agree, my BFF Aline.
By the way, I got Parappa the Rapper 1 and 2 games on the PlayStation, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, and my Animal Crossing games on the Nintendo 3DS, and the Nintendo Switch and other games. It has the highest ratings where they like the game.
Now come on over. You have online play on the Nintendo Switch.
Come on over to my island, Joe. I'll invite you there for fun time.
Alright.